Hello and welcome to your last chapter. Hooray! Class is almost over. You have made it. Although this last chapter is not an easy one because we're going to be talking about death and dying, but it is a natural part of life that we have to accept in our lifespan development. Thanatology is the study of death, dying, grief, bereavement, and social attitudes. Death is a very complicated concept to define. Different cultures have different meanings for it, and legal definitions are different. There's medical definitions. So a clinical death basically means the absence of a heartbeat and respiration. And then whole brain death can mean the person's in a coma, brainstem reflexes have permanently stopped working, and then breathing could have permanently stopped. So we'll be learning about those. There's many ethical issues also that revolve around death and dying. You're going to be learning about bioethics, euthanasia. There's two types of that. You're going to be learning about active, which means deliberately ending somebody's life, or passive euthanasia is where you withhold some type of life support. Physician-assisted suicide. So just because we can keep people alive via life support, does that mean we should? There's no right or wrong answers to that. Each of you, I'm sure, has a different opinion on that. And so you'll be given an opportunity to think about that and share your opinions. Thinking about death is twofold. How are you going to handle it when you lose others, or how have you handled it when you've lost somebody you love or know well? And then your own death. Kubler-Ross has 5 stages of death and dying that you will learn to identify. There's different groups that can help. We're going to learn about the hospice option. We're going to learn about making your intentions known, a living will, a durable power of attorney, a do not resuscitate. These documents can make the life of your loved ones easier because you will be making decisions about what you want, and don't leave that to your loved ones, because that can make a very difficult decision for them, making decisions for you. Surviving the loss, you're going to learn about the difference between bereavement, grief, and mourning. So I'm sure you cover that information well in your reading. That might be helpful when you get to your final. Hint, hint, as that's just around the corner. The dying and bereavement experience across the lifespan. Now that's twofold. Basically, the age of the person that has died. We could talk about infants, children, teenagers, young adults, middle, the age that they die, or the age that you were when you lost that person. Children do not fully understand. And then too, it depends on how close you were to that person. If it's a grandfather that maybe you met once in your life, it may not be as difficult to lose them as it might be a grandfather that you have spent every day of your life with. So while this is not an easy chapter, it's a very important chapter, as we need to learn to accept death and dying as a part of our life with grace. So this is the last video that I will be making for this chapter, this book anyway. I actually have enjoyed them. I used to dread them, but I've been looking forward to making these for you. I wish you all well as you finish up the chapter and move on to better and more important things, particularly the holidays coming up, so you'll have that to look forward to, a well-needed break. I've never been one to say goodbye. I've always been one to say see you later, or TTFN, ta-ta for now.